You light up my life, folks. You really do. I am the Mighty Plantain. I got Bouch with me again. Tonight we're checking out another beer from Boothbay Craft Brewery right here in Maine.
Yep.
Again, probably my favorite local craft brewery. That's
Mine too.
One of my favorites.
Mine too.
Definitely right up there on the list. This is actually their 10 Lewis Ale. Now, this one's actually got a little bit of local history to it as well. Just like a lot of the Boothbay craft brews do, they put a little bit of local history into their brew, and there's a story behind the recipe. This has got a pride in our rich maritime history runs deep in Boothbay, and the passion for preserving this is shown by having some of the best lighthouse experiences in the world. The Burnt Island Light is at the top of this list by truly being the people's lighthouse. Secured by the state of Maine in 1998 for education and public access, my daughter's actually taken a couple of trips there with her stretch program in Winslow Elementary School. This gem offers an unparalleled lighthouse experience. As always, our creative muse leads us to concoct a fresh local beer and to tell a story, both of which always go well together. This is actually one of the most wordy labels I've seen on a Boothbay brew. 10 Lewis refers to the original source of light that was made up of 10 Lewis patent reflector lamps that were arranged in a circle and burned whale oil. To keep all lamps burning required an imperial attitude for sure, and imperial attitude ales is actually their kind of catchphrase. Now, just as an aside, a portion of the proceeds of this sale will go to the restoration fund for the Burnt Island Lighthouse. So,
That's good.
buy the beer, you'll get drunk and help some folks out,
That's right.
preserving a piece of Maine's history. So, we're going to check these out right in the cans as intended, primarily because we're out of clean glasses tonight, but also because, hey, you know what? I've poured out
And
most
really-
of the Boothbay brews we've done, and I haven't tried one directly out of their cans, and I want to know what kind of cans they're using.
And really, that is the way it's intended to begin with. The only reason why you pour it in a glass is if it's a draft.
Yeah.
A draft is actually intended to be served in a glass.
Yeah, and they do bottle a couple of their brews, some
Yeah.
of those things like Staganos, but primarily they're canning their beers.
Right.
And honestly, with Boothbay beers, I don't think it's going to make a big difference because they're the kind of brewery that's going to make sure that the can taste doesn't transition to the beer. They're very, very careful about a lot of the tastes that go into their beer. So, without further ado, let's give these guys a crack. Check it out.
Ah,
Ooh, I'm getting some hops up front. Ooh, yours was filled right to the brim.
yes, it was.
It was bubbling right out of the can. I'm getting some nice bitter hops.
Yes, there is some bitter hops in there. Maybe Centennial.
I don't know. I'm getting citrus and pine.
Yeah. Actually, isn't that bad
No,
for a smell.
it's a nice aroma. I'm not getting
I'm
any
not-
metallic
but-
tang to it either, which is good.
Well, as far as the smell goes, but you never know with the way cans actually interact with what's put in them.
Exactly. But if it's lined correctly, we shouldn't get any aftertaste. Nice aroma. Oh, that's a hoppy brew. Earthy, piney, and citrusy.
Yes. Not getting much of a malt, though.
No, it's a very light brew in terms of mouthfeel,
Yeah.
but it's not watery. There's definitely a bit of a malt backbone there, but it's primarily hop forward.
Yes. And that's actually pretty good.
Yeah. I've had some other hoppy beers that are very hoppy but watery because there's
Right.
no malt backbone. But with this, there's just enough
There's just
strength
enough
in the malt
just
characteristic.
right.
It's not hitting me with the taste, but it's not making the beer watery and hoppy either.
Right. It's really not bad. This would be a good one to really drink. Maybe with something, if you were like having a meal or any type of meal, really. Actually, this would taste good with. But
Absolutely.
overall, it's not one that I want to like sit out at the fire or anything like that. But I'm not a big hoppy beer drinker, but this actually is pretty good, and I would actually give this a 4.5, maybe a 5.
Really?
Yeah, it's actually
for
not
a hoppy
bad.
beer, that's kind of
It's
impressive
not,
for you.
For me, it's not blowing me away as far as like the different flavors, but as far as a hoppy drinkable beer, I'll go with it.
So for you, the hoppiness is actually impressing you because you're not a big hoppy beer drinker, but you're actually enjoying this.
Right.
The fact that it's not giving you that wow, I would assume it's putting you more towards the 4.5 rather than a 5, because a 5 is like a perfect.
It's kind of it's actually more in between. It's more of a 4 and 75.
Oh,
it's
shit.
4 3/4.
Don't even give me, because I've already gone from a 1 to 5 rating to doing the half ratings. I'm not even
I know,
doing
but
the,
even then,
the
you
0.25s,
can't do
but-
you can't do that. You can't do that anyway. So
Wow.
for me, it's closer to a 5
Closer to a 5. Okay.
as far as
So
a
I would
hoppy
say-
beer goes.
Let's just bump it right up for you to a 5.
Right.
Not that I want to speak
Right.
for you or lead you on.
But no, still, that's about what it more as far as hoppy beers go. It's right up there for me, and I would actually like drinking it. Any more real bitter hoppy flavor, and I really wouldn't like it this much.
I hear you. I'm thinking it's really light, crisp, and refreshing.
And it is refreshing too. That's the other thing about
It's a great hoppy beer. I'm putting it more towards the 4 category. For me, I'm not as blown away by it as you are. I think it's a great beer. It's very solid, and there's nothing wrong with it.
No, they're right.
But it's not giving me that wow factor. It is
Right.
just like any other beer I've had from Boothbay. It's standing out from other pale ales, and it's given me a really nice experience. But it's distinctly an ale. But this particular one, and I've got a lot of really great beers from them. This particular one's not giving me the wow factor. I think for you, the drinkability and the fact that you're not a hoppy beer drinker is giving you the 5 and the wow factor, because it's going down a lot easier for you than
it actually
other bitter
is.
hoppy
And
beers.
in reality, well, I will admit we've had some other stuff
We've had
tonight.
several
So
beers tonight, yes.
so even then, I'm still tasting that nice flavor of the hops. I'm actually glad we did save this for last.
Oh yeah,
pretty
always
much.
save the hoppy
Because-
beers for last.
And that's really, it's really growing on me as far as the hoppy beers. And the other thing is this is really really very good.
It is a very well put together beer. So it's very delightful. You should check it out, if for no other reason than the Burn Island Lighthouse Restoration Fund, getting a portion of the proceeds.
Yep.
Do a good deed for the landmarks of Maine and enjoy a great beer and get drunk at the same time.
Yep.
It's a win-win-win all around. But that's just what we think about this beer. Hit us up in the comments and the email link down below. Let us know what you think. If you agree or disagree, love to hear your thoughts. I'll also put a user poll up overhead here. Now with YouTube, I only get 5 options on the poll, so you'll only be able to rate it 1 through 5. You won't get the half or even quarter. Don't even make me start doing quarter ratings, because that just complicates things.
No, we won't. We won't. Because I'll bump it up more to a 5 than a 4 and 3/4.
I mean, we could even get more complex.
But still, I mean, it really tastes. Well, we could go into the wine review type.
That's what I'm saying. With the beers,
but
we can
still,
go into the categories. You get a 1 through 10,
right,
with the appearance,
and
the mouthfeel, the taste, and all the other things. But you know what? I like keeping it simple with these reviews,
which is what we're gonna do
for the everyman.
That's right.
Because we're beer snobs, but
And now you
not
know what?
everybody watching is.
You know what? It's time to go watch more Trailer Park Boys.
That actually sounds like a plan. Hey, folks, thanks for watching. Cheers.
Keep drinking.
Not as easy to chug the can, but you're going to make it happen anyway, aren't you? That's the sound of an empty can. Clunk. But that's all the gas coming back. I'd rather have you burp now than fart later. My God. God.
Well, if I fart later, that's the smell of the hops.
Well, when you fart, it fumigates the whole house. I don't have to worry about insects or any other type of vermin.
Just me.
If there are any fucking mice on the walls, one Bouch fart clears them all out. I'll let you hang out in the
I wouldn't go that far.
No, I would. I've seen them. I've seen them go running out the friggin' drain pipe. You don't think it smells that bad, but the rest of us know better. Love you anyway, buddy.
Oh, everybody does. Good night.